Hello, friends. My name's Michelle, and I'm a beauty treasure hunter, and I have some treasures for you today. This is almost a full face of e.l.f. with lots of new e.l.f. products, but I also have a few things I got for Christmas that are more higher end, but they are treasures. And I also throw in, Dollar Tree finds as well. What's important is that the products work great on our mature skin. I'm 55, I'm a makeup artist. So if you want to see how I got this look and what my beauty treasures are for this week, keep watching. All right, let's get started. I have already put on a fresh set of lash sectionals, and these are the Ardell Naked Clusters 421s. And I'm using a new glue that I've never tried before this past week, and it was recommended by Emily Noel, and it is the Ioni glue that you can find at the Dollar Tree. And I've worn it for several days, even though it's not designed for that, and did a good job. And I didn't feel any extra tackiness in between days. All right, today's going to be almost an entire face of e.l.f. A lot of it, some new stuff, but some other things too. I have already put on my Biore Watery Essence Sunscreen. I've also done a little bit of Vaseline around my major wrinkles and under my eyes. And I used the new e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer, the one with Sicca. It's green, but Sicca is just really calming. So if you have broken capillaries or rosacea or any irritation, you might like this too. Okay, to prime my eyelids, I am going to use the new shadow, Liquid Shadow by e.l.f. And this one is in the shade Extra Toasted Liquid Velvet Eyeshadow. Okay, so I'm going to get a brush ready to blend this in. I'm going to use a pretty thick pencil style brush to do that. Okay, and while that dries down, I think I'll do my brows. And I will use the e.l.f. Brow Wow. I think this is in medium brown. Okay, now I'm going to go in with some additional sunscreen, but it's the Whoa Glow in the color Sunburst. And it looks like this, so it gives a little bit of color. I like to do that just around the perimeter. And one of the coolest makeup Christmas gifts I got was this Lightworks 7 by Danessa Myricks. I have been so enjoying this for the past few days. Very versatile. Has some neutral mattes and then pops of color and lovely sparkles. So I'm going to go in with the lightest beigey color. I would have never bought this palette for myself, so this daughter got it for me. She is a makeup connoisseur. I'm going to flip my Sassy Chic brush over to the pencil brush side. I've seen lots of younger makeup YouTubers say squinch and do this. They like to come down that far. So, hey, I hope that trend continues because it kind of helps me out. Okay, I always like to find a color close to my eye color. So I'm going to do this one right here. I'm going to put that. It's more like a topper. I'm going to put it right underneath the iris. If you've just found me, I will explain my fingernails. I've been biting them since I had teeth decided I wanted to be just like my dad. But now I play violin and fake nails get in my way. Okay, now I'm going to add some depth. Gonna do a little bit darker shade. We went from here going to here. I like to take a clean brush to blend. Now I think I'm gonna add some sparkle. That is extremely foiled. When you have wrinkly eyelids, you have to go left to right, and then vertically also up and down to get in all the little wrinkles. This is fun. Now I think the ones up top a little bit less intense, and so I'm going to do still this middle section. I'm just going to tap over the top. Yeah, that's much more subtle. Now I'm going to do, I think, an inner corner. These look similar, but let's see. Swatch both of them. I'm running out of fingers here. Here they are. One is more golden and one is more pink. The first one is more golden. I'm gonna do that just on the inner corner. Okay, now e.l.f. has also, for a limited time, come out with these little glitz sticks. Let's see, they are called, glitz shadow stick. And my daughter got me prismatic, like maybe I'm an addict to prisms. It's kind of a very, very light peach. And I had already gotten the one that's called Royal Foil, and it is the bronze color. Gonna do a little bit down here, but I'm not going over my blue sparkle there. I'll swatch this so you can see it too. These are very similar to the Danessa Myricks. I think everybody's coming out with theirs now. I've ordered some from Catrice, and I have another video showing the She Glam ones. I just love them. I love all of them. Okay, now I'm going to take my white and sharpen that up a little bit. And I'm really excited to share these with you. e.l.f. has come out with some new concealers and color correctors. The Soft Glam Satin Concealer and Brightening Corrector. My concealer is 25 Light Neutral, and I got light pink for the color corrector. And I do have a bit of darkness going on, so that's where I'm going to use the light pink. And they also have some new tools, and this brush is the Tap and Blend Concealer. It's a little bit wider than the Angie Hot and Flashy concealer brush that everyone loves so much. Okay, now I'm going to go in with 25 Light Neutral. I have been really impressed with these, and they're only $5. And they have 0.21 ounces of product, which is average for a drugstore. You have to watch it though, because some of them really skimp out on you, and cost per ounce, you would be better off getting a high-end favorite. But I also know what it's like to just, the bottom line is, how much am I going to have to spend right now? I was a single mom of 3 for a little while, so I know what that's like. Okay, we'll let that set down. And to stay with the theme here, I'm going to use my e.l.f. Big Mood mascara to do my bottom lashes. And this is tricky to use on the bottom because the tip is so huge. But I do like the result, so I just have to open up extra wide. Okay, one of the products I'm going to use today at the very end is the new Danessa Myricks setting spray that is the liquid blurring balm. And I have noticed I've used it a couple of days on foundation that I thought I didn't like as much and was giving it another try. And I loved it. At the end of the day, my skin still looked great. So, investing in this may help you use your foundations that you've not liked. So we're going to try. It's not that I don't like this, it's just not tip-top favorite. This is the newer e.l.f. Halo Glow Skin Tint. Mine is in 8 Medium Neutral. Looks like this. I'm going to add a little bit of lavender corrector from Physicians Formula. Anytime I do this to a foundation that I really don't like the color of, and it pulls it more to the pink side, I like that foundation better. So here's what it looks like mixed. And I have 2 new brushes by e.l.f. Both foundation brushes, both shaped very similarly. This one was more expensive though, the angled blender. And this is just the new Smooth Swipe foundation. So I'm going to try. I used this yesterday and I was like, wow. So I'm going to try this one because I think it's only 6 or maybe 8. I'm not sure. It's really soaking up my product. So I need to, that felt good. I need to mix another batch. Okay, now I'm going to see if I'm just as wowed today as I was yesterday with this brush. Okay, it is not soaking up as much product as the other bristles did. Okay. I think I have more product on my face on this side. And this side feels better. So you may be better off getting the cheaper one. So what I'm going to do now is go over the other side with this as well. Okay, I think I like this one better. But you know, when I used this one yesterday, I loved it. So I guess it's going to depend on the type of foundation I'm using. Generally, I like to use my fingers. But sometimes when my foundation is thicker, or if I've mixed it like this, I prefer the brush to give a little bit of extra on top of those blue veins there. I didn't notice those until my 50s. I am 55. In my 40s, I noticed my 11s. So I do a little bit of Botox right in here. I cannot do it in my forehead for that wrinkle though, because it relaxes your muscles and my eyes get even more hooded than they already are. And my crow's feet did not bother me either until recently. And the last couple of times I've had those done, and all that does, you can still move, but it doesn't, this area just doesn't squinch up. I feel like I have great expression. I'm not brave enough. I have done the lip flip, which is Botox in your upper lip, but I am afraid of it because an injector hit a vein once there and I was bruised for a couple of weeks really bad. Um, and I'm afraid of the filler there. I did filler one time during the pandemic when I realized wearing a mask showed just great big hollows. And I have liked the way that looked until recently when I've had allergies to flare up. So if you have seasonal allergies, here's why you might not want to get filler. That hyaluronic acid filler, and I got mine, let's see, yeah, it's been over 5 years ago. Um, but that hyaluronic acid soaks up like 1,000 times its weight with the water, the fluid in your skin. So wherever you have that, if there's any left, and sometimes it does get left behind, sometimes it doesn't all dissipate. Sometimes it becomes encapsulated, um, and so it will swell if you have allergies. So they do not recommend filler for people who have seasonal allergies. And I never knew that and was never told that. So now you know. Now, this is not an e.l.f. product, but I hope e.l.f. does come out with foundation sticks. This is a Maybelline Lifter Stick. And to do some contouring, it's in shade 35. And they have been on sale at Walmart recently for like $5.99. So I'm going to contour with this today. But it's hard to just guess what you'll need, what shade you'll need to do this with. And so I got some that were orange, too orangey. I think I also have number 70, and it is too dark. And then number 50 is, I think it's lighter than this, which doesn't make sense, but their cools and warms are all mixed in numerically, so they're not quite in order. I'm going to use this Real Techniques 453 brush. Isn't that cute? It's a dense pointy brush. I think I got this at TJ Maxx recently. I've had a tiny breakout in my hair markers. Now the stain markers are all the rage, but they do dry out. So I happen to think, well, why aren't people just using these types of things more? This type of stain. And I think the reason the markers are so popular right now is because they've come out with some really cool neutral colors. And before the markers, they were all kind of like this. But I have gotten where I really like doing a stain underneath my lip look for the day. So this is not the color I will be actually wearing, but I like it as a liner. And then I may as well go ahead and fill it all the way in so that I have something when the rest of my lip stuff wears off. My favorite Dollar Tree find for lipstick lately is by LA Colors, and the shade is Bohemian. Looks like this. And this formula is very creamy and has a pleasant, it's not a taste, but the scent is very pleasant. Okay, a really cool find from Profusion are their Blush Crush blushes. They are bouncy. This one's in Mauve Crush. So it's kind of like a cream, but will not disappear as quickly as a cream. So I feel like this is very beginner friendly. And I love it when you can just kind of layer it up and you don't have to worry about too much pigment. Now, everybody's talking about these CoverGirl skin enhancers. They do have a little bit of a glow. Normally I don't like that with my bronzer. It's okay with a little bit of blush because that's where my highlighter hits, but I really like to go all over my face with my bronzer, and so I've really not liked the way that the bronzer looked on my face. But I wanted to show you this collection by Sephora. And this one, the Colorful Face Palette, 02 Medium to Tan. These were I liked these colors better. So that's what I'm going to go in with to set this down. So I'll do my little Profusion angled fluffy brush, and I'm going to put it in the 2 blush shades, just back and forth. And I'm going to take just a fluffy brush, a smaller one to fit this pan, and do some of this bronzer because it is not reflective. When I use the reflective one, what I notice is that when I look very closely, it really emphasizes the pores. And it's not that it gets all shiny, it's that it makes my skin look really dry and you can see every pore. Y'all ever experience that? Okay, I'm not going to use this highlighter because e.l.f. has a new one too. And it is called, it's the Halo Glow Silky Powder Highlighter. And I got the rosy color on. Let's see if I can see. In Blush Money, not Hush Money. Okay. And I'm really liking this because it's subtle and I don't have to be careful. So I can really take my fan brush and go at it. Okay, to finish with, I'm going to try my e.l.f. Halo Glow finishing powder, just very lightly. I'm going to be careful because I think this powder is not so subtle. And I'm still going to use a dab of my Cars Land in my T-zone. This stuff is truly amazing. Looks like this. And I can't tell that I'm making a dent in it. And I go pretty hard. Anywhere you want your pores to disappear, just tap. Okay, I remember that I've not set my under eyes. Let me see. I have much creasing. Check the 10X. Not bad at all. And I'm not taking any chances with setting the under eyes. This is my powder, the H2O Lock by LA Girl. Available at Five Below and Amazon. Cheaper at Five Below. I feel like this powder has moisture in it, and so it allows my concealer to just bend and stretch.
You bend and snap.
And stay moisturized. Now for the Magic Spray, the Liquid Blurring Balm. My daughter also got this for me. Shake it up, and I'm not going to go heavy, okay? 3 sprays for me. Okay, I almost forgot my favorite lip topper, the e.l.f. Lip Oil, and this one is in Crystal Baller. There we go. Now I'm ready. So this is my final look for the day. I am happy with the final result and the way my skin feels. It doesn't feel all dry, it just feels smooth, but moisturized underneath, if that makes any sense at all. You would think that a mattifying, blurring spray would just dry you up, but this Danessa Myricks does not. So thank you for watching. If you found me, you're one of the first ones, so please like and subscribe and share with your friends. And wherever you are, I hope you are doing well, and I hope you see me next time.